How's Miami football? How's morale down there in South Beach, Dan?
Didn't you want to see Miami? Didn't you want to see Cam Ward and the best offense in the country in a shootout? Or did you just want to grandfather in Alabama on this major
No.
TV
I got
event?
to see Miami against Syracuse, so I already got to see them.
Okay, but how about Alabama against Oklahoma, 6-6? Did you see that one? Oklahoma that lost by 20 to LSU, that lost just recently to Oklahoma, 24-3.
Dan, I'm with you. But if Miami beats Syracuse, Miami beats Georgia Tech, then we don't have this discussion. Then we don't have to bring in Alabama, Dan. Just beat Syracuse.
Correct.
Beat Syracuse.
That is right. I can't argue that.
I would love to see Miami against Notre Dame and South Bend, Dan.
Dan Patrick, you are astute as always. If Miami were undefeated, they would be in. That is correct.
Or, no, I'm saying beat Georgia Tech.
That's right.
Or beat Syracuse,
yes, yeah,
Dan.
Agreed. 2 fewer losses, and they're in. That is absolutely correct.
So you can put your snark to the side, just like Miami. Put them to the side, out of the playoffs, and then I'm just trying to have a rational discussion. That's it. That's all I'm trying to do.
Greg Cody wants to get in here, and he wants to get in here with sports conversation, and I want to get him in here reading 50 Shades of Greg. So which would...
He also has a book to promote.
Yeah.
What would you prefer? Would you have...
No. I'm not reading an obscene passage from a book. No, I'm not doing that. I got to draw the line somewhere.
Well, okay. Here it is. 50 Shades of Greg.
No, it's not happening.
Okay, I'm sorry, Dan. Go ahead.
I already did. I mean, I just...
You should be confused, Dan. You should.
Yes, seriously.
Well, this is, Dan.
All I was looking for was you call yourself the Pope of South Beach. That's all I was trying to do, is let you pontificate and tell me about Miami. I told you if you beat Syracuse, you're probably in. That's all. I didn't say you had to go undefeated.
Okay, but then I have to make the argument. What I would say to you, Dan, if I'm making the argument, okay, I know that people don't believe that Syracuse is any good. It's the best offensive, the best passing offense, most prolific one in the sport, and nobody regards Syracuse as anything because they're busy regarding all the 8-3 teams in the SEC as something greater than that. The argument I make on behalf of Miami. Beyond, that they can put their record up against Alabama is that you keep telling me how soft that schedule is for Miami, but it would have 3 other top 25 teams in it if Miami hadn't beaten those teams. This is about SEC reputation, and it's about Alabama reputation.
I didn't say that their schedule was soft. I said beat Georgia Tech and beat Syracuse. At what point did I say they're soft?
Agree. I didn't say they were.
You just said that I said that they had a soft schedule.
Okay.
I did not.
What you're doing here with Georgia Tech and beat Syracuse, okay, and Notre Dame beat Northern Illinois. Like, of course, we can make that argument on any team. I would tell Alabama, beat Oklahoma.
Okay, but Notre Dame recovered from Northern Illinois and became a really, really consistent, good team. Take them out of the equation. These losses just happened to Miami. It just happened last week. Timing is everything.
But you say, Dan,
I think Miami should be in, Dan.
Dan, timing isn't everything. Merit should be everything. Timing, you can't tell me. It doesn't matter to me whether the games were at the end of the season or at the beginning of the season. It's a body of work. It's an entire schedule of work. Why play the games that early at all if you're going to only make the ones late are the ones that count?
So should Notre Dame be kept out because they had one of the worst losses in all of college football with these top 12 teams? Is that what you're saying?
Dan, Alabama lost.
Dan, just answer the question.
Notre Dame, Northern Illinois. Wow. Hold on. I will answer it in a second. Oklahoma, 11 days ago, beat Alabama. Does everyone listening to this know how bad Oklahoma was this year? 24-3 is the most inexplicable result I have in the sport outside of Northern Illinois going and winning at Notre Dame. And people forget about it. And you're talking to me about timing when I'm like, timing was 11 days ago.
I don't think
Miami was beating Wake Forest.
Dan, I don't think Alabama should be in. I think, like, you keep arguing the same thing. I'm agreeing with you that Miami should be in. I'm saying this is why they were probably kept out. Alabama's a brand. If this was 0-1, Miami would be in. They were a brand. They're not a brand anymore. That's part of this. It's a TV show. It's about entertainment. They want to. Alabama still has a fan base, a big fan base, a big draw. We're agreeing with the same thing. I'm saying you lost to Syracuse. That probably hurts you with the recency bias. That's all. That's it. We're on the same page.
I think we all agree that we all got into sports, not for the scoreboard, but for timing and brand. I agree with you.
Yeah,
Timing
so.
and brand. That's right. That's how we should measure bodies colliding and killing themselves for money.